And he brought all of them together in his palace, and he announced that they are all brothers now. They are this, da, 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 and, for the progress of Benue. Well, I don't think there's going to ever be any progress where these rogues and their interests will continue to clash. Otorm is the former governor, PDP, that is now hibernating with Wike in APC. George Akure is the former governor that is now the secretary to the government of Nigeria, appointed by Tifnumbu, a former criminal who was standing trial for corruption. Akure for looting Benue State as their governor. And the current one is Alia, Reverend Father. So he came back from America. He came back from the US 2 days ago, right? And he told his people, I have come back with 1 or 2, 3 investment, okay? Then he said that just about, let's say, 5 seconds. And he used the remaining seconds to tell Otorm and Akure to shut up and stop talking about and stop disturbing him. He is the governor. Listen.
Governor.
We were able to make the Benue pitch. And thank God, right from within the room.
No one will come from America. This is the first time I'm witnessing a lecture. And I must confess that I'm enriched and blessed with all that has been said here. From the chairman to the guest speaker, to all those who made remarks here, I have one takeaway, the discussant. And for the very fact that all of you are here, it's a very strong message to me, and I'm very humbled. And on this note, I want to extend my inestimable appreciation to the Central Planning Committee and members of the team, especially that of my former appointees who work with me and who decided to package this celebration together. As our learned old women in the village, we always say, I was taken unaware. I wasn't prepared for a celebration at 63. I was thinking about 65, and then by the grace of God, 70, and on, by His grace. And so, this was hidden from me. I wasn't aware. So please, my apologies to those of you here and those who are not here, who would have said I was not invited. It wasn't my making. This is not me organizing this celebration, but rather...
Save the breath, okay? I had to use that tape a little bit because I wasn't expecting that mic clip to show up that way. For some reason it did. But let's listen to Alia and see if this works.
Governor.
We were able to make the Benue pitch, and thank God, right from within the room, we gained a lot of tractions. We brought 1, 2, 3 things back home. Other members of the team would be coming in by tomorrow.
The chief executive is quick to send a specific message to his predecessor, which he wants to steer clear of his business.
If you are a former governor, concentrate on where you are. If you don't have anything positively to contribute to Benue, shut up. I'm not asking. You must give peace a chance. You must allow this administration to fully establish and then to carry out what we promised the people that we were going to carry out.
He also demands an apology from the Punch newspaper, whom he faulted its recent publication regarding welfare of workers, who he says haven't had it this good since 1999.
Some comment that I read in the Punch newspaper this afternoon. So if someone makes an ugly statement indicting Father Alia and the administration of Benue State on teachers, I think they owe us a very big apology.
Alia warned House.
Well, that is the clown. The clown in charge of Benue. Be on the lookout. All right? Another disaster that is going to be worse than that of Yeye Bello. Yeye Bello of Kogi. My time is running out, but I'll let you listen to what Otorm or his advice when they organized the birthday for Otorm. So this, as part of what he was saying earlier. Listen.
No one will come from America, Europe, or any other place to bring peace to Benue State or to make things work. There are challenges. The challenges are beyond individuals. They are beyond the SGF. I appreciate the SGF goodwill message. He's a father figure. He's my leader. He's my mentor. I appreciate what God has used him to do in my life. And I remain grateful. No one can take that away from me. And I also appreciate the governor of Benue State. His goodwill message, second to the last paragraph. What he said, advising me as a statesman. It is important on this occasion to also return some words to him. That please, he's the father of the state. Benue State have never had an opportunity to have an SGF. The governor must sheet his word and find ways of working with SGF so that all of us can enjoy the dividends of having an SGF and having a governor in Benue State. Anybody who is advising him to work against SGF is not being sincere for the interests of the state. I want to, once again, I've told him before, we are all his subjects, we are available. Elections were for
nuisance, Lele.
Without wasting much of your time, still on politics, it's the same thing also from Rivers State. Another one who says, I am not going to govern Rivers State on my knees, referring to the godfather, Wirewike. That one said, shut up. That was what Alia said. But for Fubara, I am not going to rule on my knees, which means I no degree for anybody from this political front, yeah? Listen.
I've said it over and over. It doesn't matter the number of people that are standing with me. I will stand on that side of truth. I will not, I repeat, govern our dear state on my knees. If that was the purpose, I will not do that. I will stand to govern our dear state and to stand continually on the side of right. Let me thank our dear elders. Continue to show love. Bitterness will not take us anywhere. When it comes to the time of election, fight me. abuse me, send ESCC record, send all the things. But when elections are over, what we need is to work together for the advancement of our state. It's the only way we can bring Rivers State close to what people say or what we are supposed to be like Lagos. But politics with bitterness will not take us anywhere. So I want to thank you that at this stage, we have a few of you who understand that Rivers State belongs to every one of us. And we must fight together to sustain the soul of this state. Let me thank you again. Wish you the best. The best is a big word. A lot of things are inside the best. You can digest it in so many ways. Let me also thank my host for even allowing me to enter his house. He might decide not to even receive me, considering where I'm coming from. But I can see how large his heart is. And that is the heart.
That's enough. And lastly, ladies and gentlemen, some of you have been hearing Ezibida. What's that his name again? Onofunuga. Ezibida Bayo Onofunuga, the special advisor to Tifnumbu on media as well as Facebook. A 68-year-old man who is a proud bigot. A 68-year-old grandpa, Bayo Onofunuga, somebody close to his grave, is still destroying this world. This same one, this same world that is going to leave behind for his own children and children's children, right? He was comfortably lying. It seems that's all he does. Ladies and gentlemen, you haven't seen his face maybe, but I will show you this. It was pretty much with Sheung Okimbaloye a few days ago, talking about Tifnumbu's success in bringing security to Nigeria, something like that, right? He's a madman, but his face, this is his face.
When you're making an analysis about how safe Nigeria is, you describe Nigeria as safest place to live in, one of the safest places to live in the world. That those who ask, where is Mr. Bayo Ononuga getting his statistics from, considering some of the kidnap numbers, some of the violent crime and criminal activities that we have seen, at least in the last few months of President Tinubu's government. Have you reconsidered that statement saying that Nigeria is the safest place in the world?
Well, we are here today now in this studio. Don't we feel safe? When we talk about kidnapping, all this banditry, they are happening in very small corners of Nigeria. Even I was in Kaduna State last week. We felt safe in Kaduna. We didn't have any problem with banditry or terrorism or anything. We were in Kano. There was no problem in Kano. We were in Jigawa State. No problem in Jigawa State. You see, sometimes we exaggerate some of these things. Sometimes we paint the figure, the image that the entire country is under banditry or it's under terrorism, which is wrong. I give you a story.
But the northern governors will disagree with you, Mr. Ononuga.
In Nigeria, I went to Canada. I went to a supermarket to buy something. I was telling the cashier that to make it that she's trying to, a woman, that she's trying to catch a plane back to Nigeria. And the woman said, you are going back to Nigeria? That horrible place where they are killing people, where they are saying, no, going back to Nigeria. There's something wrong with Nigeria. Because the image, even our media, the image we portray is that all parts of Nigeria is under the bondage or under bandits. It is not true.
Nuisance, Lele.
Like I told you, he's a madman. That is him. Ezibida. Ezi is goat, so it's like an animal. So, but they say na bida stubborn e-goat. Here you get. So that is him. Onofunuga is a man that lacks scruples. He's he's a grandpa that lacks shame. As long as the price is right, he will lie. Somebody like Liar Mohammed. These are shameless, immoral people. Okay? And they don't talk with facts or numbers. No. They create scenarios, right? He walks about with God knows the number of security they give to him, being the special advisor to Tifnumbu. And for him, since there was no bandit to try to kidnap him, or Fulani terrorists shoot at his convoy when he flew in and flew out of the place, then the Nigeria is the safest place in the world. If you dispute that, that means you hate Nigeria. So if you become the victim, you get killed or kidnapped, but it's just you now. Does that mean that now that they have kidnapped your family member, does that mean that they have now kidnapped all Nigerians? Just manage it, okay? A lot of families have witnessed it, but that doesn't mean that Nigeria is not safe. Not be only your family member that kidnap. That is how it works. Shameless, immoral people. But their children will see all these videos, okay? And majority of them will never have the audacity to put their faces out there. We will get to that stage. But then they do. We are writing them down. So thank you so much, everyone, for your time. And this is where I will sort of draw the curtain, right? But I think we should take calls tonight. How do I explain that I've got over 1,000, nearly 1,700 of us right now on YouTube, and I still have to kind of beg some of you to please leave that comment section and go on there and like the video, like the broadcast, take a break from all those typing, okay? Even if you actually really enjoy this, like all the time, you can subscribe to my channel too. So when I get back now, I'll take calls, and the conversation will last another hour. And that could be you. The number is on the screen. I will be back in a minute.
Àtisebo, àtisétẹ́, àtisétẹ́, àti ń parọ́ tipẹ́, àtisétẹ́, òtítọ́ òdìmú òdodo òsì mọ́, àtisétẹ́, òtìsétẹ́, kágbádé fáláre, àtisétẹ́, kágbẹ̀bí fáláre, àtisétẹ́, adájọ́ ń parọ́ torí owó, àtisétẹ́.
That is feedback. I have a caller on the line. Is that Kingsley? That's what I saw the last time.
It's Kings.
It is
Kings.
Bless you, mommy. How are you this evening, sir?
Kings from LA.
That is the Kings from LA, I know. I saw that and I was like, is that Kingsley or Kings? Okay, yeah, good enough. Baba, how are you today?
Hi, very good. You're the general. You are the general. You are undisputed. Undisputed.
Kings.
God will keep you, sir.
Amen.
God will keep you, sir.
We'll need that. All of us will need that one.
Hey, my good. I know this your program supposed to enter episode and series, so maybe Netflix can enter discussion with you. Honestly, let me go back. Let me go back to what happened on Friday night.
Right.
You see that thing. You see that thing that happened in LMA. We are seeing it as accident. That thing is not accident. That thing is a terrorist attack. But we're seeing it as accident. It's not accident.
We are treating it as an accident, even without any investigation.
Yes. Without, that's what I'm saying. Because ask yourself, that particular place, there's hold up 365 days of the year, every day there.
The clock.
So how can you say that? Yes, sir.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Yesterday, while we're still talking about LMA, the reason why I didn't put this on here is because I'm trying to be very careful with this YouTube. I don't want to play into their hand, okay? But something happened in Abeokuta.
Yes, sir.
Things. If you see that explosion, if you see that text in Agaso, it'd be like film, right? And that happened in Ogun State. Although one person died, but nobody is able to explain to us how did the gas truck enter a residential area and exploded. Tell me more.
That is what I am telling you. This fella they are doing what they call subtle, soft target terrorist attack, and they are painting it as accidents. And all these things are. Let me tell you why each time somebody dies in Nigeria, they will say statistics, because Nigeria, nobody has an address. From big man to poor man, no address.
I don't know if you can see it on your what do you call it?
Yeah.
On your screen.
Yes, I'm seeing it.
Now, this is the moment to see if you can see it on your screen. Oh, hang on. I think it is too white. It's too bright. So I want to use this. Now you see this. See the explosion if anybody can notice, right?
Yes. Yes.
Did you see that fire explosion? That happened real life in a residential area in Ogun State, Abeokuta. But go on.
So, because nobody has an address in Nigeria, there's no social security number, so they don't know anybody. Nobody has a name in Nigeria, no address, because you know people by their social security number, and with that you know who is who. That is why our Commonwealth is being taken away, because there is no statistics, there is no data. There's BIN, there's road safety, driving license, nothing.
None of them is
Nigeria.
You know, they are trying to do another ID card for the entire country.
All this thing is game. And why is it game? Because nobody is. Let me tell you something. You know, you say that this thing is getting to these youths. Nothing is getting to them. Observe Nigeria. Once it's Wednesday, everybody wears the jersey of the club is supporting. Chelsea, Man U. You see a well-grown man in a bank wearing Chelsea Arsenal, bring out his chest. But those local teams that were playing in Nigeria, none of them has their jersey. ICC, 380, Rangers, none of them. You tell me it's the generation that is paying attention. No, they're not paying attention. They're carried away. From Premier League, if Premier League season end, they enter Niger Bet. If Niger Bet enter they enter Big Brother Nigeria. Rubbish. If you go weekends, every weekend in Lekki and VI is a strip club everywhere. What are they taking? All of them are taking on drugs. You tell me is a generation that is thinking. They're not thinking. And this idea, there was something Jejeman said yesterday. I want to answer him that. You see this thing that Peter Obi won an election and told people to stay at home is because he has tested the ice cream. If you test ice cream, you won't allow anybody to enter the street because of your business. If this man, you won an election, why would you tell people not to agitate for their rights? You tell them, no, sit at home, don't bother. Which court? Who will give you judgment? They went to Supreme Court. Supreme Court did not even mention your own case. He was talking about Atiku's case.
I know.
We have a problem.
A big one. A very big one. And that is why some people just believe that, it should come clean instead of
Yeah.
misleading these young people again, only to finally, like, you know.
Now he's priming them again. He's priming them again for 2027 for the children, for their things to be scattered again. Stop doing this. You're not ready.
Unfair. It's really unfair on them. Like you can't be doing this.
Once you test Nigerian ice cream as a former governor or former minister or anything, my ego, you don't join them.
It go add you to lead an army against it.
You cannot lead an army. None of them wants to be a Mandela. Peter, if you want to be a Mandela, enter jail. Enter jail. Stay 27 years.
Take all your business,
Yes.
Burn some of them down. Confiscate some of them. At the end of the day, the people's will behind you, they will pull you back. And if you die yourself, a lot of them will never forget you.
You get? That is why for me, Abiola is a man. You see Moshood Abiola? He's a
something is
Moshood is a man.
Man, he died.
I felt
and so many of his atrocities, right? They just had to like remain buried for the fact that he was bold enough to kind of, you know,